Hey everyone, Kevin here with JcrOffroad, and in this video I'll show you how to install our roof rack on your 11 to 21 Jeep Grand Cherokee. Now in order to get our rack installed, we're going to have you mount out here in this rain gutter and not to the factory roof rail mounting position. There's a couple reasons for that. One being those factory roof rails are kind of known to be a weak point and they're not rated to carry a lot of weight. So we're going to have you mount out here. Now there is going to be some drilling required out here, but that's going to make for the strongest rack possible. Now to get started, you're going to need to assemble your rack. You can see here we've got all the pieces laid out, front and rear fairings, both side rails, and all your crossbars and mounts. The easiest place to start with this is going to be to grab one of these crossbars and your side rail, along with a couple of the 1/4 inch button head bolts from your bolt pack. Be sure to use washers on these. And then we're also going to recommend using just a little bit of anti-seize lubricant to prevent these from seizing up later on. And then using the horizontal slots in the side rail, you can begin threading those button heads into the crossbars. Now the easiest way to do that, we're just going to start by doing this all the way down one side. After that, jump over to the other side and get all your bolts started, and then place these in the center of the slots, and you can snug those down for now. Once we have all the crossbars installed, we'll prep our front and rear fairings to be installed to the rack. So the only thing you need to do to these is you'll grab this edge lock trim and then spread this out basically from this point to this point, leaving just a little bit of extra so it covers that entire front edge where it has the possibility to make contact with the roof on the vehicle. This doesn't have to be super precise, so you can just stretch that out along the front, making sure, like I said, you're going to cover that point. Just use your thumb here as a marker, and then using some tin snips like I have here or some large wire cutters, you can cut that off. Once you get that cut, you'll just want to check, because this is an aluminum impregnated trim. Just make sure that there's not any excess aluminum sticking out of the ends that might contact your paint or your fairing and damage the surface finish. After that, you can hold that back across the front to center it, and then working from one end to the other, you can push that all the way up on in place by hand. As for the rear fairing, you're just going to take the leftover portion of that edge lock trim, center it between these openings, and place that on here by hand, just like we did before. Then, to get these fairings installed to the rack, it's as simple as placing them between the two side fairings, and then using those same 1/4 inch button head bolts, this time backed up with serrated flange nuts. You can get all of these started on both sides. Then what we're going to do is push this fairing all the way forward in the slot and just snug it up for now, because that height will need to be adjusted later, but this will help hold it off of the roof of the vehicle when we place it down. Then you can go back to the rear and that will install the same way. Next, you can install your mounts to the roof rack. So here in the front, you're going to grab the mount labeled WK2-1, and that's also going to have an arrow cut out into it, so you know that needs to point toward the front of the vehicle to help you locate which mount goes where. For these front mounts, you're just going to use that same 1/4 inch button head hardware, serrated flange nuts, and mount that to the outside of your side rail. And then for now, you can push that all the way down and lightly tighten it up. then you can go do the same thing over on the other side. Now working here on the rear mounts, these are going to be identifiable with a WK2-2 part number. They'll also have an arrow that faces toward the front of the vehicle, and then that part number surface again will just mount down in the rain gutter on the vehicle. Now for this mount, you're going to use the same hardware you did on the front. This will simply install to the inside of this roof rack side rail. Now, before the roof rack can be placed up here on the roof of the vehicle, you will need to come in and remove the black plastic trim that's down in these rain channels. That should just be held in with some double-sided tape and can easily be started at either end and pulled out of there. Now ours was already removed during the prototyping stage. Then with that out of the way, we can lay out our mounting locations. Now for the front mount, I'm just going to take a tape measure right at the back edge of the windshield, measure straight back in this channel. You can see I've kind of already marked these out with a Sharpie down here, but you'll make a mark at 16 1/4 inches for the front edge and 20 1/2 inches for the back edge of that mount. Then on the rear mount, you can measure from the back edge of the roof surface forward 9 1/4 and 13 1/4 inches, make a mark, and then remove that seam sealant material, as you can see we've already done here. Now with those laid out, you'll need to remove the material between the two marks you just made so that our nutserts have a nice clean surface to mount to. For that, you can simply take a razor knife to cut down into this sealant along the edge of your line, and then either a gasket scraper or a putty knife, even a flat blade screwdriver if you don't have anything else on hand. Just use caution as you're peeling that out of there, not to damage the paint or the metal surface underneath. After you have that material removed from all 4 mount locations, grab a friend to help you set the roof rack up on top of the vehicle. With the rack up here on the roof, make sure all your mounts are sitting down in the locations you just cleaned out. Now you may have to loosen these side bolts slightly to make sure that these sit nice and flat to the roof mounting surface. And then take a Sharpie marker or something equivalent and trace out the mounting holes on all 4 mounts. Then, after you have those traced out at all 4 mount locations, the rack will need to be removed from the vehicle one last time so that we can drill and get our nutserts installed. Now to get the nutserts installed, use each location that you just marked for your mounts. You'll want to center punch each one. With those locations center punched, you're going to need to drill this out to 17-30 seconds to accept the nutsert. Now in order to do that, we're going to recommend starting with a smaller drill bit. Doesn't really matter the size a whole lot, something 1/4 inch or smaller will make a nice pilot hole for you to work with to step that up to 17-30 seconds. Now when you do go to drill these, we're also going to recommend a drill stop. If you've never used one before, they can be picked up at most hardware stores. They're not too expensive, and you can get one for the smaller as well as the larger drill bits. For that, you just want to set it to a maximum depth of 3/8 of an inch so that you don't protrude too far into there and damage the headliner or anything else that might be under this roof material. So once you're center punched, you got your drill stop set, go ahead and drill a pilot hole at each location. And then you can follow that up, like I said, with your 17-30 seconds drill bit with a drill stop installed. Now that you have your holes drilled, you'll need to install your Rivnut inserts with the tool that we provide. So the tool is going to look just like this. You'll need an 11/16 wrench to hold this center tall nut, and a 1/2 inch socket to turn the bolt out on this end. And then you can simply install your nut insert each time down on this end of the bolt. After that, we're going to recommend applying a small bead of black RTV sealant around each hole before you place the nut insert down in, for obvious reasons, to prevent any moisture from being able to get in between these two surfaces. And then with that down in the hole, grab that wrench. And now you can turn this bolt with a socket on a ratchet, or what we found works really well is to put one in a drill with a socket driver. And that way you can use the ratcheting feature of your drill to stop this before it uses the full force, potentially damaging the thread in those nut inserts. Then you can simply grab that wrench and run the bolt down with your drill, applying a little bit of downward pressure to make sure that nut insert stays seated to the roof material. And then you just want to let that go until it tightens up. You don't want to go so tight that you damage the threads in that nut insert. After that, reverse your drill, back it out, and then you can reload your tool to do the next one. After you get all those Rivnuts set, you'll just come back with your RTV and apply another bead around each mounting hole so that your mount has a good place to seal when you set the rack down on the vehicle. Then, after you have the rack up here on top of the vehicle, go ahead and loosen these rack mount bolts. One mount at a time is fine as you work your way around. And then before installing the provided 5/16 button heads and washers, go ahead and put just a little bit more RTV over each one of those nut inserts so that the bolt has to pass through it to create a nice watertight seal, as well as a little bit up here on the top of the mount where the washer will seat. Then once you have both of those started in your mount, go ahead and tighten them down. Then after you get the mount tight here, go ahead and tighten all 4 mounts down to the roof, and then you can come back and tighten those back up to the rack. So after you have the rack tightened down to the vehicle and the mounts over here, you're going to want to set the height of your front as well as rear fairing. These are going to adjust the same way. Essentially what you're looking to do here is push it down to make sure that your edge lock trim contacts the roof surface with just a little bit of pressure so that you don't get any vibration in here as you drive down the road. One thing you want to do before you get that fully installed is kind of get it in place like it is here, get a good idea of where it's going to sit. And then, as we've already done on this one, you'll want to install a paint protection film. You can buy it anywhere online. This one I think we used is a 3M product. And that's going to protect between this edge lock trim and the paint, just for any dust, dirt, debris that might collect there. It'll keep it from scratching your paint, as this does move slightly over time. Once you have that in place, to set the height, you simply push it down tight to the roof, and then tighten up all 3 side bolts. And then we'll go over to the other side and do the same thing. All right, now up here on top of the vehicle, a couple things we just wanted to mention. If yours is equipped with a large sunroof, as you see here, there's 2 things you're going to want to do. One is going to be to move this second crossbar all the way forward and at slots, which you can see we've already done there. That's just going to prevent any contact between this bar and the glass with it in the vented position. And then also, this all comes down to what you're going to be putting on top of your rack and how heavy it may be, but you do Just want to pay attention to your clearances here between these crossbars and the glass, because if you load too heavy of an object and it's mounted specifically right here in the center under dynamic situations, going down trails and things like that, you may see some deflection in this, and we don't want to cause any damage to your glass. So just pay attention to your clearances and the way you mount your gear, and you should be good to go. Now, the trim that we removed from this rain channel earlier on in the installation can be reinstalled, but it's not necessary. So if you're going to do that, you're just going to need to pick up some new double-sided tape and then trim it around our mount so that you can get that back down in the rain channel. Now, that'll complete your install. Now, you guys can always refer to our install documents for the most up-to-date information on any of our products here at JCR Off-Road. And if you have any questions at all about this or any other product, feel free to reach out to us. info@jcroffroad.com, or give us a call, 269-353-1184.